Top 7 vitamins to strengthen your legs. Prevent leg cramps in seniors. Are you struggling with leg cramps while sleeping? You're not alone. Millions wake up to that sharp, debilitating pain that makes even the simplest movements unbearable. Many people think leg weakness is just part of aging, something we must accept as our bodies change. But here's the truth. It's not inevitable, not even close. Most doctors focus on calcium for leg strength and bone health. However, the real game changer might surprise you. It's not what they typically recommend during your 15-minute appointment. What if I told you that preventing muscle cramps naturally comes down to vitamins and nutrients most people completely overlook? Elements that work together to strengthen not just your bones, but the entire system that keeps you moving confidently. Imagine waking up without leg cramps, gripping your calf muscles, walking without joint pain slowing you down, moving freely again without the fear of sudden cramps or weakness that limits your independence. Today, I'm revealing the 7 most important vitamins and minerals for your leg health, starting with one that works almost immediately for muscle cramps in legs, often providing relief within days, not weeks or months. The best vitamins for leg strength aren't what you think. In fact, the #1 nutrient on our list works faster than any joint pain relief supplement on the market, and it costs less than your morning coffee. Whether you're dealing with nighttime leg cramps that interrupt your sleep or struggling with daily mobility issues that keep you from activities you love, these nutrients work together to rebuild strength from the inside out. Let's start with the miracle mineral that stops cramps instantly, one that 68% of adults are deficient in right now, and your doctor probably never mentioned. Vitamin number 7, calcium. Most people think strong legs start with exercise, but what if I told you they actually begin inside your bones? While calcium might seem like the most obvious nutrient for leg strength, there's a surprising truth about how it works that most people never discover. When we talk about leg weakness, the conversation typically jumps to muscles. But here's what many doctors don't emphasize enough. Without a strong skeletal framework, even the most powerful muscles can't function properly. Your bones aren't just passive supports. They're living tissues constantly rebuilding themselves, especially in your legs, which bear your entire body weight. Think about this. Every step you take puts pressure on your femur equal to 3 times your body weight. For someone weighing 150 pounds, that's 450 pounds of force with each step. Now imagine what happens when your bones lack the calcium needed to maintain their density. As we age, our bodies become less efficient at absorbing calcium, with absorption rates dropping by up to 40% after age 60. This creates a silent crisis in your legs. Bones gradually weaken, becoming more porous and fragile. The first sign isn't usually pain. It's subtle changes in how you move, perhaps favoring one leg or losing confidence on stairs. What makes calcium unique among leg-strengthening nutrients is its structural role. While other nutrients primarily affect muscle function or nerve signaling, calcium literally becomes part of your bone architecture. Without it, the entire foundation of movement begins to crumble. The solution isn't just drinking more milk. The key to calcium effectiveness lies in how you consume it. Studies show that calcium absorption happens most efficiently when taken in amounts of 500 milligrams or less at a time, paired with vitamin D, and spaced throughout the day rather than in one large dose. For maximum leg strength benefits, focus on calcium sources like sardines with bones, dark leafy greens, especially collard greens which contain calcium in a highly absorbable form, and calcium-fortified plant milks if dairy isn't an option for you. Remember, strong legs aren't just built in the gym. They're built at the dinner table, one calcium-rich meal at a time. Vitamin number 6, vitamin D. You've probably heard that vitamin D is important for bone health. But what most people don't realize is that vitamin D isn't just supporting your leg strength. It's actually directing the entire show behind the scenes. Here's something fascinating. Your legs can contain all the calcium in the world, but without adequate vitamin D, that calcium becomes almost useless. Think of vitamin D as the key that unlocks the door to calcium absorption. Without this key, calcium simply passes through your body without strengthening your bones or muscles. This explains a puzzling situation many doctors see. Patients who take calcium supplements religiously, yet still experience progressive leg weakness and increased fall risk. The missing link? Optimal vitamin D levels. What makes vitamin D truly remarkable for leg health is its dual role. While most nutrients have a single primary function, vitamin D, works on both your skeletal system and your muscular system simultaneously. Research from the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology found that seniors with optimal vitamin D levels had up to 20% better leg muscle function compared to those with deficiencies. The vitamin works by binding to special receptors in your muscle tissue, triggering protein synthesis and improving muscle fiber recruitment. In everyday terms, this means your legs respond faster when you need to catch your balance and generate more power when you need to climb stairs or rise from a chair. But here's the challenge. As we age, our skin becomes less efficient at producing vitamin D from sunlight, up to 75% less efficient by age 70 compared to age 20. This creates a perfect storm for leg weakness, as the very people who need vitamin D most produce it least effectively. Even more surprising, standard blood tests often miss borderline vitamin D deficiencies. Many people with normal levels could still benefit significantly from optimization. The solution isn't complicated, but it is specific. For adults over 50, experts now recommend 1,000 to 2,000 IU of vitamin D3 daily. The D3 form specifically, as it's more bioactive than D2. Morning sunlight exposure for 15 to 20 minutes with arms and legs exposed provides natural vitamin D production, but supplements become increasingly necessary in northern climates or for those who spend limited time outdoors. Remember, the stronger your vitamin D levels, the stronger the foundation for everything else that supports your legs. Vitamin number 5, vitamin B12. Most conversations about leg strength focus on muscles and bones, but here's a revelation. Without proper nerve function, even the strongest legs become unreliable. This is where vitamin B12 enters the picture as the unsung hero of mobility. What makes B12 fascinating is how its deficiency mimics natural aging so perfectly that millions of people accept declining mobility as inevitable when it's actually reversible. Imagine driving a high-performance car with faulty electrical wiring. No matter how powerful the engine, the performance will suffer. Your legs operate on the same principle. Here's what happens in your body. B12 is essential for maintaining the myelin sheath, a protective coating around your nerves similar to the insulation around electrical wires. When this coating deteriorates due to B12 deficiency, the electrical signals traveling from your brain to your leg muscles become distorted and delayed. The result? Legs that feel heavy, unpredictable movements, and a gradual loss of positional awareness that increases fall risk dramatically. A groundbreaking study from the Oxford Project to investigate memory and aging discovered that participants with optimal B12 levels responded to balance challenges 0.4 seconds faster than those with deficiencies. This fraction of a second difference might seem insignificant until you consider that it's often the difference between catching yourself and suffering a fall. Beyond nerve transmission, B12 also plays a crucial role in red blood cell formation. Without sufficient red blood cells, your leg muscles receive inadequate oxygen, leading to premature fatigue during activities like walking or climbing stairs. Many people mistakenly attribute this fatigue to cardiovascular issues when B12 deficiency is actually the culprit. What makes addressing B12 particularly urgent is how quickly deficiency can develop, especially after age 50, when stomach acid production naturally declines. Stomach acid is essential for B12 absorption, so many older adults are silently developing deficiencies despite eating B12-rich foods. The solution requires understanding bioavailability. B12 from animal products is more readily absorbed than from plant sources. The most effective strategy combines sublingual, under-the-tongue B12 supplements that bypass digestive limitations with regular consumption of foods like salmon, fortified nutritional yeast, and eggs. For severe deficiencies, B12 injections provide the most direct route to restoration. Remember, when your nerves communicate clearly, your legs respond confidently, and that journey begins with optimal B12 levels. Vitamin number 4. Vitamin B6. While most people focus on exercise for stronger legs, few understand that recovery is where strength is actually built. This is where vitamin B6 becomes critical. It's the essential nutrient that transforms dietary protein into usable muscle tissue in your legs. What makes B6 uniquely important for leg strength is its role in amino acid metabolism. Without adequate B6, the protein you consume can't be properly utilized to repair and strengthen your leg muscles after activity. This explains why some people exercise consistently, yet experience diminishing returns in strength and endurance as they age. The science behind this is fascinating. B6 works as a coenzyme in over 100 different metabolic pathways, many directly involved in protein synthesis and muscle maintenance. Research published in the Journal of Physical Medicine and Rehabilitation demonstrated that individuals with optimal B6 levels recovered from leg muscle exertion up to 18% faster than those with borderline deficiencies. This recovery advantage becomes increasingly important as we age. After 50, our bodies naturally become less efficient at protein utilization, creating a perfect storm for leg muscle deterioration unless B6 levels are maintained. This helps explain why some active seniors maintain impressive leg strength, while others experience rapid decline despite similar activity levels. B6 also plays a critical role in hemoglobin production, the protein in red blood cells that carries oxygen to your leg muscles. When B6 is insufficient, oxygen delivery becomes compromised, leading to that heavy, exhausted feeling in your legs even after moderate activity. What is particularly concerning is how many common medications deplete B6 levels. Blood pressure medications, acid reducers, and certain antibiotics can all reduce B6 absorption or increase excretion, creating deficiencies even with adequate dietary intake. This medication effect is rarely discussed during doctor visits, but can significantly impact leg strength and function. The most effective strategy for optimizing B6 involves both dietary sources and timing. Foods rich in B6 include turkey, pistachios, chickpeas, tuna, and bananas. For maximum benefit, consume B6-rich foods within an hour after leg exercises when your muscles are most receptive to nutrient uptake. For those with absorption issues, pyridoxal 5-phosphate, P5P supplements provide B6 in its most bioavailable form. By prioritizing this often overlooked nutrient, you're not just feeding your legs, you're ensuring they can fully utilize every bit of strength-building protein you consume. Vitamin number 3, vitamin K. Most people believe that taking calcium alone is enough for strong legs, but there's a critical piece missing from this equation. Vitamin K acts as the essential traffic controller that ensures calcium actually reaches your bones rather than accumulating in soft tissues where it can cause harm. What makes vitamin K particularly vital for leg strength is its activation of osteocalcin, a protein that binds calcium directly to your bone matrix. Without sufficient vitamin K, calcium floats freely in your bloodstream, potentially depositing in arteries and joints rather than strengthening the bones in your legs. The consequences of this misplaced calcium are significant. Studies have shown that individuals with adequate vitamin K levels have up to 30% lower risk of hip fractures compared to those with deficiencies. This protective effect becomes increasingly important after age 50, when bone density naturally begins to decline more rapidly. Beyond directing calcium to bones, vitamin K also supports the structural integrity of cartilage in your knee and hip joints. Research from the Framingham Offspring study found that participants with higher vitamin K intake experienced significantly less knee pain and better mobility over a 5-year period compared to those with lower intake. What few people realize is that vitamin K exists in 2 main forms, each offering unique benefits for leg strength. Vitamin K1, found primarily in leafy greens, supports baseline coagulation and bone health. Vitamin K2, available in fermented foods, demonstrates superior ability to direct calcium into bones and away from arteries, making it particularly valuable for long-term leg strength and mobility. The most effective strategy for optimizing vitamin K involves regular consumption of both K1 and K2 sources. Dark leafy greens like kale and spinach provide abundant K1, while fermented foods like natto, fermented soybeans, contain highly bioactive K2. Just 1 cup of cooked kale provides nearly 600% of the recommended daily K1 intake, making it one of the most efficient ways to support your leg framework. For those taking blood thinners like warfarin, consultation with a healthcare provider is essential before increasing vitamin K intake, as these medications specifically interact with this nutrient. Vitamin number 2, potassium. Have you ever woken up in the middle of the night with a terrible leg cramp? That sudden, sharp pain is often caused by something simple. Not enough potassium in your diet. Potassium helps your muscles work properly. It controls how muscles contract and relax for smooth movement. When potassium levels get too low, your leg muscles can suddenly tighten up painfully, especially at night when you're trying to sleep. Most of your body's potassium, about 98%, is stored inside your cells, not in your blood. This is why blood tests often miss potassium deficiencies. Your blood levels might look normal, even when your leg muscles are actually low on potassium. Studies show that people who eat more potassium-rich foods have almost 50% fewer leg cramps. The improvement happens quickly, often within 2 weeks of increasing potassium intake. What makes potassium so important for leg strength is its relationship with sodium, salt. These two minerals work together to control fluid balance in your body. The problem is, most people eat too much salt and not enough potassium. This imbalance leads to poor muscle function, reduced oxygen delivery to your legs, and those painful nighttime leg cramps. As we get older, our kidneys become less efficient at keeping potassium in the body. This means older adults need to pay even more attention to getting enough potassium in their diet. The best way to get more potassium is through food. Some excellent sources include white beans, which provide nearly 600 milligrams per cup, spinach, which offers about 420 milligrams per cooked cup, sweet potatoes, containing roughly 450 milligrams each, bananas, the well-known potassium source with about 400 milligrams per fruit, and avocados, which deliver approximately 700 milligrams in a single fruit. For preventing night cramps specifically, try eating potassium-rich foods 2 to 3 hours before bedtime. If you still get leg cramps despite dietary changes, a potassium supplement might help. Just make sure not to take more than 99 milligrams per dose unless your doctor advises otherwise. By getting enough potassium, you'll not only prevent painful leg cramps, you'll also improve your overall leg strength, coordination, and endurance. Vitamin number 1. Magnesium. After exploring 6 powerful nutrients for leg health, we've finally reached the most important one of all, magnesium. This remarkable mineral is what I call the miracle solution for leg problems, and there's a good reason why it tops our list. Magnesium works faster than any other nutrient to relieve leg cramps and restore proper muscle function. While calcium helps build bone and potassium regulates electrical signals, magnesium is the master controller that makes everything else work properly. Here's why magnesium is so crucial. It serves as the off switch for your muscles. When a muscle contracts, calcium flows in to trigger the contraction. When it's time to relax, magnesium steps in to push calcium out of the muscle cells. Without enough magnesium, your muscles, especially in your legs, can't fully relax, leading to cramps, twitches, and that restless feeling that keeps you awake at night. Studies show that about 68% of adults don't get enough magnesium, making it the most common mineral deficiency. This explains why so many people suffer from leg cramps despite trying other remedies. The problem isn't just what you're adding to your diet, it's what you've been missing all along. What makes magnesium particularly powerful for leg health is how quickly it works. Many people experience relief from leg cramps within 24 to 48 hours of correcting a magnesium deficiency. One research study found that magnesium supplementation reduced nighttime leg cramps by 78% within just 1 week. Several factors deplete magnesium in the body: stress, certain medications, alcohol, caffeine, and even intense exercise. This creates a vicious cycle. The more active you are, the more magnesium you need, yet activity itself uses up your stores. The solution is simple but specific. The best food sources of magnesium include dark chocolate, 70% or higher cocoa, pumpkin seeds, almonds, spinach, and black beans. However, for those with severe deficiency or chronic leg cramps, a supplement may be necessary. The most absorbable forms are magnesium citrate, glycinate, or malate. Avoid magnesium oxide as it's poorly absorbed. For fastest relief from leg cramps, many experts recommend taking 300 to 400 milligrams of magnesium about an hour before bedtime. You can also absorb magnesium through your skin using Epsom salt baths or magnesium oil sprayed directly on cramping leg muscles for almost immediate relief. Remember, if you take only one supplement for leg strength and cramp prevention, make it magnesium, the true miracle mineral your legs have been craving. Strong legs mean freedom, independence, and confidence. Start with these nutrients today, and you'll feel the difference sooner than you might think. If you found this information valuable, please hit the like button and drop a comment below and share your experience with leg cramps or weakness.